A recent article in the Religious News Service was titled, "A Church for Nuns. Meet the Anti-Dogma Spiritual Collectives." As I read the article, I couldn't help but think those spiritual collectives are full of their own dogma. The word dogma simply means doctrine, a faith commitment, what someone believes. The article describes not only the dogma of what these groups are against, but what they are for. As soon as someone makes an assertion about something, that person bases their thinking on an idea, a belief, a foundation upon which they stand. In that sense, everyone is a fundamentalist, a term found repugnant by these groups. The words church or nuns, and that is N-O-N-E-S, people who say they subscribe to no religious point of view, are full of doctrinal ideas. No one can live without dogma. Everyone subscribes to something. Here's an example of dogma from these spiritual collectives. In the article, a leader is quoted as saying, "Our motto is love, period. We determine what texts are saying through the lens of love." There are at least two dogmas, two doctrines in this statement. Number one, the idea of love is the stated commitment without examining the source or definition of love. The implication is a human-centered view of love. You see the problem. One person's view of love may not be very loving to another person. And number two, to say we determine what the texts are saying leaves interpretation up to an individual or a group. But what happens if the interpretation goes against someone else's interpretation? A link to this article and other writings is available at the end of this Truth in Two. Now don't get me wrong, I have great respect for people and the positions they hold. So it is best to allow Scripture to speak for itself. 2 Timothy 2 says, "I am to biblically correct opposing dogmas with gentleness." For Truth in Two, this is Dr. Mark Eckel, personally seeking truth wherever it's found.